Again, volleyball we want to move on, and football we want to move on as well. So, and with that being said, Chris, it's that time.
Let's do it.
It's now time for Tweet It or Delete It. Each week we tackle different sports-related topics. Chris will tell us if he would tweet it out on his social media as fact, or after typing it, he would think better of it and delete it. And here we go. First topic of this week is, this year will be another testament that the sports of Northeast Tennessee cannot consistently compete with that of schools in Knoxville and other Tennessee areas. Chris, do you tweet that or do you delete that?
Delete it.
Why?
There is something to be said about this tweet in regards to the bigger schools in football. I'll admit it. Somehow they grow them bigger west of Sevierville. I don't know what it is. But in other sports, other divisions, it's just not true. Greenville, two-time defending state champs in football. Dobbins-Bennett just wrapped up a state title in cross country. DB runner Sasha Negley, a former student of mine, has won multiple state titles in cross country and track, including 3 cross country titles in 4 years. She missed out on the 4th one because the course wasn't marked correctly, and they penalized her for that. The tree she was supposed to go on one side of wasn't marked. She went on the other side and went back and corrected herself and still won, and they disqualified her for it.
Wow.
There's a lot of questions about that one, but no, it's just simply not true. Maybe, like I said, I will give you that in the larger schools in football, but everything else, no. East Tennessee holds its own. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Sasha. I just saw she signed to run at North Carolina, UNC.
Very strong program that they do have there at Dobbins-Bennett. You know, that's, of course, that's very true. But, you know, as we mentioned there, 3A all got eliminated. Of course, football, you know, it's seasonal too, because, you know, there's been some very good baseball teams from Northeast Tennessee that's went down and competed. Sullivan South, for one, went down and has done some damage last couple years. So, all right, second thing, with the ever-increasing need for additional revenue, at some point in the near future, larger high school sporting events such as tournaments, special events like the Arby's Classic, for example, will begin to sell alcoholic beverages. Do you tweet that as fact or do you delete that?
Delete it. I really don't see a venue hosting competition among strictly minors ever selling alcohol. I don't even think it's going to come up for consideration.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because there are some states, and that's where this actually came from, that are considering it, that it has to be a law on the books because, as you said, it is a with the governing bodies of the high school associations. But yeah, be interested to see, because again, with additional money talks.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Maybe you can go to the Arby's in a couple of years and get your.
I may be surprised, but I doubt it.
So anyway, if Gate City goes back, we'll be there. And anyway, all right. So
there's a whole new sponsorship market opening up
possibly,
for us.
So you may be the pregame may be brought to you by anyway. So third topic here tonight: tweet it or delete it. Chris, bodybuilding for either men or women can never considered to be a legitimate sport. Do you tweet that or do you delete that?
First of all, where do you come up with these?
Well, I have a committee that works all week long, and then they give me the 5 that they think should be. So.
Well, delete it.
Delete it?
Delete it. There's as much competition in bodybuilding as any other sport. And to train and sculpt your body for that requires just as much dedication and mental toughness as any other sport. I definitely consider it a sport.
Have you ever done any bodybuilding competition?
I have not. I've lifted some weights, but not to that extent.
It is. And a good friend of mine, his wife got into that, a lot of competition, bodybuilding. A former outstanding player for Gate City, Casey Repass, has gotten into some fitness competitions as well. You know, that is a huge, and I think it's an evolving market or evolving sport.
Well, in fact, you have to pick your specific muscles that you want to tone to just a particular look, and not other muscles adjacent to it. It's pretty in depth.
So Chris is negating everything tonight. Looks like. Fourth
Feeling
thing,
cranky.
feeling cranky here on a cold Wednesday
I've
night.
been cold all day.
Yeah. Fourth thing, for tweet it or delete it, great athletic ability will always be more important than great coaching. You want to tweet that as fact, or are you going to delete that?
Delete it.
Delete it.
You can be the best athlete in the world, and without a good coach calling the game, it wouldn't amount to anything. I am convinced Peyton Manning wouldn't be who he is today without David Cutcliffe's guidance at UT. Cutcliffe, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated coaches in college sports. Manning has all the talent in the world, but without someone to develop him, without someone to call the correct plays, doesn't matter.
So do you think that in terms of coaching, so Belichick without Brady, getting back to that old, so Belichick would not have won a Super Bowl without Brady, or he would have because he's such a good coach, or do you think it's the athletic ability of Brady? Is Brady such a good athlete that he's going to,
No, I don't think Brady would have. I can't stand Belichick, but the
Oh,
man is good at what he does.
hot button issue here.
So no, I think it's Belichick.
So you think Belichick? So coaching is superior to athletic ability, just like what you said.
I think so. I will stand by that.
So you're saying coaching is greater than athletic ability?
I think that when it comes to straight-up athletic ability, you said great athletic ability will always be more important than great coaching.
Right.
No.
Okay.
I don't think Jeff Gordon would be Jeff Gordon, even without Ray Evernham coaching him on the pit box.
So do you think that the Golden State Warriors, for example, the last 5 years they've been in the NBA Finals, they've done everything that they've wanted to do. This year, you take away the team and you still got the same coach, but now you're 2-9.
I think you do have to have some talent, but I don't think that
It's more important.
than the coaching. Correct.
Wow.
You got to have the combination.
So it's not about the Johnny and Joes, it's about the me's and mo's?
What?
It's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Johnny and Joes. I'm sort of throwing it there at you, real quick. So
Take that back to your committee.
yes, the committee is in awe right now because they're blowing up my phone. He's deleted everything. All right, lastly here now, again, tweet it or delete it. Chris says, I do not believe that there is a perfect overtime system for most major sports, but the college football overtime is as close to perfect as any sport. You're going to tweet that or you're going to delete that as fact?
For the first time this season, as long as we've done this, I'm running the table. Delete it.
Deleting it all. Why?
Well, I can't stand the NFL's overtime policy. It's ludicrous. And I think what college football has is much more fair. At least both teams get a shot that way, a legitimate shot. Mm-hmm. But I think basketball's overtime policy is equally as fair, and the extra innings in baseball, you can't argue that. It's both teams get their shots. So it's not that I don't like it. I just think that there's others just as fair.
Do you think that they should put it just as extra quarter and say, all right, play?
Are we talking NFL or college?
Either one.
I'm not sure it needs to go a whole quarter because then you're getting into the whole issue of TV programming and that kind of thing. But I like what college does, where you get the ball on the 25, and you got to make something happen.
All right, so Chris deletes it all this week.
Delete it all.
Deletes it all. So, with that said, again, we will be back on the air on Friday night. We'll be at Bullitt Park in our little bitty closet that they give us.
It'll be nice, snuggled up there together.
So we'll be. If you see our little head, we'll pop out one.
It's a 4 foot by 4 foot room with one single window.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we'll be there. Again, we'll broadcast live from Bullitt Park. Bullitt Park. Again, Gate City Union, first round playoff action. Again, winner moves on, loser goes home. And this is just a fun time of year when it's like that. Again, talking about, of course, the volleyball girls, they win or go home now. The guys are here, got into that with basketball. It's just a lot of fun. There's so much amped up and so much importance on every play, every down, every decision. And
but the guys seem to be handling it well. They were relaxed. They cut up with us as much as they ever have. Coach was over there just shaking his head.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I think they're ready. They don't seem stressed out. They seem confident. It should be a good game.
So a great night of football action coming on Friday night. And again, we'll be there with you. Make sure that you tune in. Do want to say thank you to everybody that's helped to make this a possibility this year. Again, as we move forward, and again, we'll have our basketball kickoff here coming up in a couple weeks. Do want to say a quick mention here as well, if I can pull up the information. This Saturday, there will be a fundraiser for the soccer team, and that will be at Gate City High School. It's Gate City Soccer Bingo Fundraiser. $20 plays 15 games of bingo, and you also get dinner. There will be special games, extra cards available for each game. There's numerous prizes for winners on each card that you play. Make plans to come out. Again, 100% of the proceeds goes to the Gate City soccer team. That's for boys and girls, so it's split equally amongst those. You take a look at the prizes that they've got. It's pretty neat. You've got $50 Gates Food City gift card, cutting board, welcome sign. You've got a $25 gift card from Texas Roadhouse, $25 Ben Franklin gift card, Pratt's gift cards, Dollywood Day Passes, Ultimate Car Wash. You've got 2 rounds Crockett Ridge Golf.
And you said it's $20 for 15 games and a meal?
And a meal, yep.
So basically it's like $1 a game.
Yep. And like I said, so that's coming up this Saturday. Again, we'll talk more about it again on Friday night, and make sure you stay. And then, like I said, it's for the boys and girls. 100% of the profit goes to them. So again, it's going to be a great opportunity. 5 o'clock on Saturday. Again, that will take place at in the cafeteria at Gate City High School. So make plans to join them for that. So maybe a good afternoon. Tennessee off this weekend?
Tennessee's off.
So you'll have a little bit of time on Saturday?
Yeah, got a little bit of time. The wife loves to play some bingo, so we may swing over.
So
did you say it's where is it?
Up here at the high school.
At the school?
It's just
okay.
go in. You just go in as you're going to the basketball game. Of course, that's where the cafeteria is. They'll have everything set up there. You get a meal, bingo, a lot of prizes. It should be a good afternoon again, with all the proceeds going to the soccer team. So anyway, want to say thank you once again to everybody. We'll be back on the air on Friday night for a great football game. So for Chris and for myself, you've been listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.